All right, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome. My name is Flo. I'm the founder and CEO of Blockchain North. My claim to fame today is I spent 1 minute with Eric Trump while his security was trying to manhandle me. And I won't tell you what he told me. You'll have to go to Blockchain North's Twitter channel to find out. But thank you very much, Vince and Natalie, for having me today. I'll also be completely honest, a bit overwhelmed, consensus, futurist. I mean, it's been a crazy week. I'm sure a lot of you feel it the same. A lot of energy inwards and outwards. But, the weekend is near and the party's tomorrow or tonight or I guess already now for some of you. First of all, shout out to Polymath for everything they do. And especially recently, I have worked with them on an event, worked with them on a series of thought leadership about Canadian crypto. And really, this is one of the very rare crypto projects that we have in Canada that, is solid, that is still around, that is global, and clearly that is still innovating and growing and expanding. So maybe we just give them a little round of applause first because we need more of that, yeah? Exactly. There's been some encouragement. So big news, as I understand, the reverse takeover. I'll have to be honest, and I had to look at the technicalities of what exactly what that exactly means in the Uber on the way here. Well, my understanding is basically it allows you to IPO without IPOing, and also you're going to be acquiring assets. You're going to be raising capital. Vince, why don't you start? You must be working on this for ages, so bring us to where we are now.
I think we've been working on it for about 2 years. And looking for the right window, tried the U.S. route prior to the current administration, was roadblocked. And late last year, we found the avenue before the election. We found the right shell, the right window, and it happened to be on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Locked in on that. The Trump administration was elected in. Now the window started to open up, and that's a path, but a path in the future. Right now, our path is to the Toronto Stock Exchange.
Sure.
Right, the Toronto Venture Exchange. We'll be raising up to $20 million in this financing round.
Canadian.
And it's priced right. We don't need the money, but we're raising it because we need the liquidity.
Wonderful. For those who don't know Polymath, by the way, Natalie, what is Polymath?
Wow, that was more of a Vince question than me. I'm the CFO, but he can answer that. He does a rapid fire, good rapid fire with that. I've been testing out.
Full stack, vertically integrated capital markets platform, actually from blockchain to secondary markets. Bam.
But with strong RWA flavor.
Yeah, focused exclusively on RWAs.
Okay, great. For you.
And for the lawyers listening, we're a technology service provider.
So, as I said in my introduction, Polymath has been around for a long time. I don't know exactly how long. Maybe you can tell us.
It's 2018.
Since 2018. I mean, that's a very long time in crypto years. What does this what is this event, this reverse takeover? What does it signify for, where the business is at and where it's going?
I think it's huge news that there's going to be we're going to be the first public company that owns a layer 1 blockchain. I think this is going to be great for the space.
First in the world?
It's the first in the world. So I think that's going to be a great sort of foundational moment for the industry and for others to join in and for anyone to participate, for people that don't want to invest directly in a token. Go into the public markets and buy, some shares in the public vehicle, and that's your access to a new type of market. So I think that's a super exciting moment for us because Polymesh, which was separated out in 2021, is coming back into the family through this transaction. That was also announced this week. So I think that's also a very interesting moment.
At least my dad can invest in.
Yeah, and my 75-year-old mother.
My father's 76. So.
There you go.
All right. So what about the assets that you'll be acquiring or reacquiring from the Switzerland company?
Yeah. So all the IP, all the crypto, cash as well, it's moved over to a new entity domiciled in Cayman. It's a subsidiary of Polymath Network, which is the topco that will be traded. It will be operated the same with the arm's length relationship, but independent with separate mind and management, and a separate board and set of directors as well. So we run it the same as we did in the past. The only difference is that it's financially rolling up to the Topco holding company, and there is alignment as far as our overall direction.
So you're raising about $20 million or up to $20 million Canadian. What are you going to do with it?
Well, it's an expansion strategy. So we're going to continue to invest in the technology. We're going to really put feet on the street as far as like sales and development. Like this is a regulated play. This is and we just spoke with Richard Carlton as well. We need to engage actually with the street. As far as really empowering Bay Street and Wall Street, with our technology. Like our tagline is that we're tokenizing the global financial system, and we typically are. We are truly global. We have people, around the world, and not developers, people that are engaging with regulators, with the REITs, with the real estate industry to tokenize their assets.
Blockchain's integration with TradFi and with the streets, as I think I understood you just say, I like that expression, is a mega trend in and of itself within crypto. I think it kind of dates the last few years, probably the launch of the ETFs, and then so like Larry Fink talking about crypto in his yearly letter to global investors. I guess it's still a challenge. You haven't convinced the whole TradFi world yet, right? And as a company that wants to expand, you're probably still having to, sell the value proposition. How do you do that?
Yes and no. I'd say that we're gone are the days of the narrative as what is an RWA. Gone are the days of the narrative of tokenization.
Since when would you say?
Since recently, I think the Cryptocurrency Council actually. That's and there was recently, I think on Monday, our CEO of the Polymath Association that was at the roundtable in DC, where tokenization was front and center. So it is the narrative. It is the movement. The Cryptocurrency Council that's been formed is really adopting that narrative. I was recently in Pakistan as well, meeting with the ministers of finance and their regulator and the prime minister as well. The same discussion. They formed a Cryptocurrency Council. It's headed by an individual there named Bilal, and he's pushing forward very similarly the same path as the U.S.
I think, did you see CZ there in Pakistan?
He was there 2 weeks after me, so I beat him in.
He still complains that CZ got a bigger red carpet than he did. But I mean, it's Binance, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Can you give us a sense of the inner workings of such a deal and such a transaction? You must be very involved too.
Well, I think it's still very early stages. I think this type of sales cycle is going to take a long time. I think our lawyers who have left for the day would prefer that this stretched out till after we go public. No, but it's complicated. There's a lot of pieces that have to be sorted out. And there's, right now we're in a stage, just to be very clear, we announced the first signing of an amalgamation agreement for our RTO back in March. And then only then, most people then that starts a closing period to go public. You have a banker. And one of our bankers is in the room, Howard Katz. And then shout out to Howard Katz. And then you generally raise money and go and vote at an annual shareholder meeting. Now, we took a little detour and decided once Bill Papp, who's the CEO of Polymesh, and Vince were at Satoshi Roundtable in Dubai and were riding camels, I think, together. They decided it was time to bring the band back together. And so we decided to take a small detour in the midst of our go public and bring back Polymesh into the fold. So it's not a very linear transaction. So actually, this is the revised RTO agreement that we announced this week with new additional syndicate partners for banking. So,
and so I have a minute left. And the one question that I really want to ask both of you, and frankly, any leader that I speak in the space, Canadian, that is, we just had an election. Like I introduced you, you're a pioneer of the Canadian space and globally, but really in Canada, you're pretty alone, and you're at your level and your duration as well in Canada. What would be your message to our leaders, to our policy leaders, to try to convince them that they really need to support this industry, and the only way to do that is through legislation, regulation?
I don't know how to put it politely, but just get out of the way. Would that be actually acceptable? Just allow us to do our thing. We're going to do it in a compliant way. Just give us the rule book. Like, nobody wants to actually be wearing an orange jumpsuit.
We can't have all our ecosystem leave the country, basically.
Yes, and we're losing a lot of talent and a lot of innovation, and it's going to cripple our economy 5-10 years. It's already started to, and it's really sad. So we gotta, whatever, if anyone's listening who works in the government, like Vince said, get out of our way and just, keep it simple, stupid.
Leaving out on a bit of a sad note, but a strong call to action. Thank you very much to the both of you.
Thank you.
Right, clear.